as Lauv on Magic 835. Mike Barrett, we said, was joining us. Good policy time. Mike, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all
that
right.
thing is quiet today, huh? Microphone. I'm whisper quiet.
Not with a Barrett box. Oh, back when Mike used to work here, I always told him, I said, man, I wish I had pipes like that. And, I had deep radio voice.
I don't have a deep vape. Not at all.
Not at all. I'm Michael. Anyways, good policies, Barrett Insurance. Mike, a couple of months ago, we started a whole new conversation about a whole new, would you call it service? Offered at Barrett Insurance.
I don't know. Which one?
Life
life insurance. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So let's go back to that, huh?
So, we've been dealing with property and casualty insurance for since the inception of the agency. And what's property and casualty insurance? So property and casualty insurance, it encompasses home, auto, farm, mini farm. It also is business, workers' compensation, things like that. And that's really the nuts and bolts of what we do. That's a big lion's share of our business. And over the years, we thought, well, we get a lot of people asking for obvious reasons, because we're writing a lot of people buying a home maybe for the first time, as to whether we offered life insurance. And we historically have not. And the reason being was that we just didn't have an offering that we wanted to pursue. But over the past year, we found one and we pursued it. So we actually went through the process, and I went through training and courses and successfully passed. And now I have added some lines of authority to my Vermont insurance license and my New Hampshire license, because I am a non-resident producer in New Hampshire. So we can now offer life insurance at our office, which is really nice.
That's something you never mentioned before, that you could service our New Hampshire listeners as well.
Yeah. So we, as long as we are compliant and meeting all the requirements of our licensing in Vermont, we have the ability to maintain non-resident license status in other states. And we really could probably do any state, but there's a requirement that you provide service. So you're not just getting a non-resident license to service one person. So for obvious reasons, we don't go beyond New Hampshire. So we write in Vermont and New Hampshire. But the life insurance offering that we have is through a company called Auto Owners, which is a really, really nice company. They're based out of Lansing, Michigan, and they've started an affiliation with an existing carrier that we've been writing home, auto, and business with for many years, the Concord Group out of Concord, New Hampshire. And we like the offering of their life insurance product line. We're able to offer term policies. And we also offer some really nice other policies, such as universal life, with them as well. Some really cool stuff. And they haven't yet launched a whole life policy in Vermont, but that will be forthcoming. So
now, I know nothing, and I'm sure some of our listeners out there are in the same boat that I am, know absolutely nothing at all about life insurance.
Sure. Life insurance is a fickle beast, but it's you have to think about why or what you would need it for. And one of the greatest things I learned when I was studying for it was it can create an instant estate. So let's talk about me as a business owner as an example. So my wife and I own a business. No business is free, so we had to buy our business. So we have loans out to have purchased our office, our business. We have mortgage for our house. We have a 4, soon to be 5-year-old son. So there's a lot of things going on there. What should happen if I die? Half the salary, half the household income just goes away. So would my wife be able to pay the loan on the business, the mortgage, the car payments, and send Ethan to college? No. Very likely not. So for us, it was of the utmost importance for me to get a term life policy. And what's the difference between a whole life policy and a term policy? It's as simple as it sounds, but some people don't necessarily know the difference. A whole life policy is a policy that you have through your lifetime. There's different ways for how long you pay for it, and it's based on typically a mortality table, I think, of 110, interestingly enough. But and then a term policy, you pick the term. Do you want 10 years? Do you want 20 years, 30 years? Those are ways that you can not go for a whole life policy, maybe pay a little bit less and only cover during a period that you really think that you would need that assistance. So as an example, if I have a $500,000 or $1 million policy and I have a 10-year term, it would be my hope that in 10 years we would have business paid off, maybe have the home paid down, and by then Ethan would be able to go to college, and that we would have some funds to do that. So I believe I actually went with a 20-year term. I did mine well before I got my life license, so I might even have a 30-year term. I'd have to go back and look. See, this is bad. I'm an insurance agent, and I don't have immediate information of my own policy, but it's important to have that dialogue and see, would your family be protected if something was to happen to you.
Now, does it make sense that somebody seeking term life insurance, like say somebody my age, okay, a little bit over 35,
Just a wee bit.
just yeah, okay. So
all downhill, John.
I would. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to go with the whole life, right? I would want to be thinking, all right, at my age, I'd probably go 20 years, right?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Is that the way it tends to go, or do we find folks that are say in their mid 20s still buying getting a term life policy?
There are people. So of course, the younger you are, the cheaper it is because you're in better health. Obviously, if you smoke or don't smoke, plays a role. Weight plays a role. So because companies rate it based on how healthy you are, because they actually have statistical data on the probability of your death. Based on how well you test with when they come and have the nurse come and do the blood test and the urine sample and all that. So people in their 20s might want to look at the option of whether it's still a benefit to them to do a whole life policy, or look at a term policy, or even look at a universal life policy, which is a very cool little hybrid policy that kind of has the best of both worlds for some people, not everybody.
Well, and maybe then, too, say a younger person, say 22, 23 years old, may go with a 10-year policy because they're figuring by that time they may get married. That will change things. They
Right.
may, as you and your wife did, purchase a business or a home.
Right.
So there are obviously different ways to look at it. And like you said, have the conversation.
Exactly. Life changes, and you want to change along with it, or even prepare for it. So there's nothing wrong with looking at, if you have a young child. We have a life insurance policy on a 4-year-old son. There's nothing wrong with looking at the options and preparing them, and preparing yourself for what could inevitably happen, to anybody. So it's something that it's just preparing, and that's what it is. And it's interesting. What I have quickly learned is life insurance is the last one type of insurance people buy, and the first one they get rid of if they need to cut expenses. And I totally get that, but never underestimate the power of that type of policy. It can really, really help your family in their biggest time of need.
Well, you never know when things are going to happen. Is a car accident done over
Tomorrow
just
is
like
not
that?
a guarantee for any of us.
Drop dead from a heart attack. I mean, we had a scary incident with my girlfriend on Thursday. I mean, it could have gone just that much further, and
Yeah.
so
it's scary. It's scary. And I'll tell you, it's probably the most uncomfortable conversation that we have. When I'm selling property and casualty insurance and I'm offering people options with different companies, we're talking about the probability of water damage or fire. These are things that most likely you're going to survive. When we talk life insurance, the peril of life insurance is what?
yeah, we know.
Yeah.
All right. Good policies. We do it here on Tuesday mornings. Give me your contact.
Sure. You can give us a call, 748-5224. Visit our website, thebarrettagency.com. We're on Google, Facebook, and YouTube as Barrett Insurance Agency.
All right, Mike. Thanks an awful lot. And we'll do it again next week.
Hope to be here next week.
All right. You will be. Okay. All right. 72 degrees and humid in Lindenville. Still overcast out there. Let's keep going with the